Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 8, Episode 8, 3 Blind Wives. So yeah, we're just gonna get on right on to it. Um, yeah, not much like big things were done in this episode. We're gonna start with um Lauren and Alexi. We'll start with Lauren and Alexi. So, as we know, Lauren is getting this like mommy makeover surgery and everything. She's prepping for the surgery. We see her with her kids, and she's praying to them that she apparently after the surgery she's gonna be staying at a hotel for a few days while Alexi takes care of everything at home and everything. So like she was telling the kids that mommy will be home in a couple of days. One of the kids was like, I hope you come back, mommy, and stuff. And she was like, mommy will be back and stuff. So, Lauren starts crying and, she says she don't want to cry in front of the kids, which is totally understandable. Again, I don't know why she needs the surgery, but it's it's for her, I guess. So yeah. So she goes to the hospital. The doctors do some markings on her and everything, and give her a final consultation. And off she goes to the operating room, and that was all we see. Alexi said that he's not, even though he's not thrilled about this, he's going to be really supportive for her, but he's worried that if things don't go right, she's going to want to keep doing this. If she don't feel a certain type of way, she's going to want to keep doing this. And we hope we don't do that, because Lauren doesn't seem like that kind of girl, but I hope that she doesn't have to do that. But yeah. And that was basically it for Lauren and Alexi. Next couple I want to talk is Gina and Jasmine. So Gina and Jasmine, they're in Miami. So Jasmine has been super depressed lately because she's missing her kids, and Gina messed up and can't get the kids down here for two more years. But they're in Miami, and they're celebrating Jasmine's birthday. And in this episode, they were going to go see some alligators and stuff, and Jasmine really likes alligators, so they prepped for that. Before they went to see the alligators, Gino at the hotel room had created this nice bubble bath for her and stuff, and then he called her into the room with the tub, and was like, do my toes look tempting to you? Are you getting turned on by my toes? Because Jasmine has a foot fetish, basically. And Jasmine, surprisingly, was just like, Gina, we have to go see the alligators. It's about to storm and everything. And for once, Jasmine actually turned down Gina's offer. Gina was ready to go all in on her. And he was like, well, why are you playing hard to get? And she was like, because we got to go. But the reality is that she doesn't want to be intimate with him because she's afraid that she's going to get pregnant by him. So, which is pretty odd because, for a long time, Jasmine's been complaining how, their intimacy has not been great or lack of, and now Gina's ready to go on in, and now she's retaliating. So, so it's just like, wow, Jasmine really must be depressed. Just saying, Jasmine really must be depressed. So we see Jasmine and Gina. They go to this alligator play. They go on this little boat ride on the swamp, and along came an alligator and stuff. And prior to going on, they were at the shop, and they seen this alligator head. Jasmine said that she's scared of crocodiles, but the alligators are cool and stuff, and so. It was pretty unique. I felt like I was watching a little bit of Naked and Afraid a little bit, but still, Jasmine seemed to be enjoying herself, and she said that this is actually one of her best birthdays. So she also talked to Gina about her friend came up with the idea about joining a pageant show, to do some kind of modeling and stuff in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And Gina was surprisingly on board with that. He's like, yeah, pageant would be good for you. She said she's been feeling depressed, and she, especially with her body and stuff, and she wants to do that. So Gina said he's on board with that. So hey, well, I prefer Gina and Jasmine like this instead of arguing all the time and stuff. So it's nice to see Gina and Jasmine not screaming at each other and stuff. So yeah. So that was Gina and Jasmine. Next couple I'm going to talk is Patrick and Thais. So Patrick and Thais, that is also Thais's birthday. And as we know, they're in Brazil to see Thais's father. We didn't see Patrick's father in this episode, but we got they had to mentally prepare because they were finally going to go meet Thais's father, Carlos. So, and baby Elise hasn't met her grandfather yet. So they prepare for that. They go and meet Thais's father at a park, and when he sees his granddaughter, he starts crying and is holding her tight and everything, and seeing his daughter and stuff. He just really missed them. And I feel for him. He kind of was ignoring Patrick a little bit and everything. We'll get to that conversation in a second. But, he really missed Thais, and he is so thrilled that he got to meet his little grandbaby and stuff. So after that, Patrick talks to him and stuff. And Carlos, Thais's father, had mentioned to Patrick, like, you've been down here multiple times, and if you wanted to marry her, you should have come told me, and he's like, yeah, Patrick's like, yeah, I did make that mistake. However, when she came to America, I thought she had already told you, and I found out that she didn't. So I would tell you. So Thais had to apologize for that and stuff, and Carlos was told Patrick, like, you got a few days on this trip because you should have told me man to man that you wanted to marry my daughter and get the blessing and stuff. And you have a couple days on your trip here to prove that I feel like she is safe in your country and stuff. Now, I get where he's coming from. I get Thais' father, where he's coming from. But when we first seen Patrick and Thais, I do remember him being like a little bit like racist, a little bit. I thought he just did not like any Americans, really. So like, for him to say that you should have just came to me man to man to get the blessing, like, you probably wouldn't have accepted anyway. But it seems like he's willing to work with Patrick. But Patrick, on the other hand, he was like, well, we're already married and have a kid. Like, and if I do it now, it wouldn't be authentic. And Thais is like, like, you can't be disrespecting him like that, he said, like, but Patrick said, like, I will do it, because your opinion does matter to me and stuff. But, I after listening to that conversation, I do see Thais's father's point a little bit more clearly now. Because after thinking about it, Patrick was down there a few times and stuff. He could have tried to get the blessing a long time ago. So, I mean, that's just my opinion on that one. So we'll see how that plays out. Judging by the previews of next week, Patrick's brother John is coming, and it's still Thais's birthday. And Thais is about to flip out on him. We're going to go pick up John and stuff. So, so yeah. So yeah, can't wait to see how that goes. So yeah, that was Patrick and Thais. Next couple I'm going to talk is Rob and Sophie. So Rob and Sophie, they go to this like flea market, and like they're picking out these like crystal clear diamond necklaces or whatever they're called and stuff and everything. And one of them is like some kind of like spiritual thing. They met with the vendor to see what they sell, and some kind of like energy level things. And they asked, well, what's a good thing to buy to help with the relationship? And this guy gave him 2 cents. And then he asked, like, well, what's going on? And Sophie was like, well, Rob doesn't listen to me, this, and that. And then they started arguing a little bit in front of him. I'm like, oh no, we're not about to do this. We are not about to do this. We're not about to go in public and just to a random person start like arguing about our problems. We're just here to buy a freaking item and stuff. So they argued for a little bit, bought the item, it's whatever. But I'm just like, I cannot keep dealing. I don't know why these 90-dayers like to argue in front of random people all the time. Like it just, I mean, maybe people can say, oh, it's staged, it's produced, whatever. But still, like, it looks dumb, in my opinion. It looks dumb. So after that, we seen Sophie have a conversation with her mother. Now, you know, her mom Claire, I'm not a fan of her. I really never been a fan of the mom. She's basically a negative Nancy, and she's always got something ignorant to say about Rob. I know Rob ain't perfect, but at least give the guy a chance. Well, you know, they keep bringing up the fact that Rob online cheated and stuff. Well, Sophie had a conversation with her mother saying that, like, you know, she moved back in with Rob. You know, he is my husband, so this is not weird. Okay, but then something weird did happen. Apparently, the other day, they were on, you know, they were filming and they were on the bed together, and there was a vibration, and it was nobody's phone, like the crew asked, is anybody's phone vibrating? And it was on the bed, and Rob said, it's not mine. And then it went to a voicemail. It was like connected to like a Bluetooth, and Rob said it went to Rob's voicemail, and it's like, well, my phone is on airplane mode, so like what's going on here? Well, the accusation now is Rob may have a second phone called the HO phone, and you know, usually people who cheat have a HO phone. So, you know, Sophie's mom, Claire, said he probably has that. So now Sophie's going around checking the place to see if she could find a second phone, because after thinking about it, that was a little bit weird and stuff. And she tried to look behind their little tarantulas and whatever and could not find it and stuff. And then she got freaked out by the tarantulas. So after that, you know, she freaked out and she was just like, you know, if I find a phone, then that's it. We're done. Zippity doo dah. And yeah, it's just always something. Always something. And that was like basically it that we seen from Rob and Sophie. But, you know, at least they weren't really at each other's throats that much. But I'm telling you, fighting in front of the vendor is it's not a good look. Just saying, y'all, come on, get it together. For real, please. So that was Rob and Sophie. Next couple I want to talk is Nicole and Mahood. So in this episode, last week, as we know, Mahood packed up his stuff and left in the middle of the dark and the rough parts of LA. Nicole has to chase after him and stuff after telling him to get out. She done kicked him out like 3 times already, and every time he goes, she goes chasing after him. So in this episode, she did the same thing. She got in her car and chased after him. She found him, told him to get in the freaking car, get in the car. He didn't want to, but she convinced him to get in the car. And they started talking, and they get back home and discuss their problems. He was like, look, they came to the conclusion that, look, we're not going to sleep in the same bed. Where I'm going to give you a couple days to think about what you want to do. I still love you. They both admitted that they still love each other. He's going to sleep on the couch. If you want to go back to Egypt in a couple days, okay. If you want to stay here, okay. But we need some time apart. House rules apply. We won't fight. And that's basically it. I mean, and as we all know, judging by the previews and the stories, you know, Mahood has been arrested for domestic violence on Nicole, and rumored has it that he's back in Egypt. So I mean, that's just basically that. I mean, it's just really repetitive. I mean, I can't keep going into deep with it, you know, every single week, but it just is what it is. So that was Nicole and Mahood. And the last couple I'm going to talk is of course my favorite couple, Ashley and Manuel. So last week, as we know, they went to go do that little witchy spiritual reading with Ashley's friend Erin, and then all of a sudden Manuel told her that, like, Ashley doesn't trust me and stuff, and then Ashley had a big breakdown. So she gets up and leaves, and she apologizes to the workers there for her reaction and everything. She goes up to random people in the bar and asks for a cigarette. Disgusting and everything because she's so like frustrated with Manuel and stuff and everything. And Manuel's saying, he's over this, like he's tired of like dealing this with her and stuff, and she won't give him the space to breathe and everything. And so later, the next morning, Ashley and Manuel wake up, and Manuel goes to have breakfast with his friend Jonathan that they met. But he didn't tell Ashley because they're still mad at each other. They're not speaking to each other, basically. And once again, Ashley flipped out. And she's like, you should have sent a text to your wife saying that you were going to have breakfast with Jonathan. And he's just like, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of this. I'm vacation and whatever. And Ashley just starts screaming at him. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Get away from me. And he's like, well, give me my card. And Ashley was like, I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to me and everything. It was just a mess. It's just a mess. They're not, neither one of them are communicating well with each other. They're not getting along. And it's just pointless. And they're another one, just like Rob and Sophie, they'll fight in front of random people all the time. And it's just not a good look. So, again, I'm not going to dig too deep with them, because y'all all know how I feel about Ashley and Manuel. So, this is just a recap of this episode instead of going too deep, because I do not have the energy to dig deep into these couples. We've been covering these couples for a long time now already. I've been doing these recap videos for 2 years now. And so it just is what it is right now. We still haven't seen Angela and Michael yet. And in this episode, we didn't see Ed and Liz or Emily and Kobe. So nice little break from them too, but we'll see them next week. So before I sign off, y'all, I have to tell you this. There's been a lot of drama going on. Now, not on my channel, and I thank you guys for that. But, as I said in every description, I always ask that nobody comment on any rude, racist, homophobic, transphobic comments. And you guys are respecting that. And I thank you guys so much. Now, if I'm not your favorite YouTuber, which is fine. I mean, I want you guys to always subscribe and share and everything. But for other people who cover the show, like 90 Day Fiancé, please be respectful to them as well. Some of my favorite YouTubers have been getting some backlash lately and getting some hateful messages in their comments and threats and stuff. It's just, and that's not what we're about here. We're covering a show and we have our opinion on it. This is not a job for us. It is a hobby, but we just want something to say, just want something to discuss and find some common ground. But we cannot tolerate any kind of hate, like to either towards me or any of the other content creators on this platform. Like YouTube is kind enough to let us do all of this for free anyway. So we have to be respectful with what we say and what we do. We can have our opinion. I may flip out sometimes and everything, and it's cool. But we have to always just be respectful. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So to my other content creators that do the show, I love you guys too. Keep your head up. The block button is free as well. We will block, so everyone I'm a nice person. I treat people with respect, and even on here, so we don't like to take things like so personal. Like when we cover in these shows, we call it as we see it, and then we throw our 2 cents in, but it's not personal unless it's something completely outrageous. So we just got to keep that in mind. So anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. I just wanted to make that clear. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Just a reminder, I will not be covering Love in Paradise anymore this season. But I will be back on Tuesday to recap Catfish. So I'll see y'all then. So until then, y'all stay safe and have a good one. Bye, y'all.